Welcome to the Female Church Leaders Podcast, a weekly resource for women who love God, love the church, and are called to lead. I'm your host, Kadi Cole, church leader, author, and executive coach. After more than 30 years in full-time ministry, often as the only woman at the table, I understand how meaningful yet challenging your calling can be. That's why I created this podcast, to remind you that you're not leading alone. Each week, I'll share practical tools, biblical insights, and honest encouragement for the real challenges female leaders face in ministry, so you can grow your skills, strengthen your faith, and lead with more confidence and joy without burning out or striving to prove yourself. We drop a new episode every Monday because Sunday is coming and you are going to be ready for it. Some teams start too much. New ideas, new initiatives, new opportunities, but nothing really lasts. Other teams have the opposite problem. They're thoughtful, careful, but they don't move. And most leaders don't realize both of those are leadership problems. If you're leading a team, you've probably felt one of these tensions. Either you're constantly trying to stabilize what's already in motion, or you're trying to get something off the ground and it just feels slower than it should. And often we treat these like strategy issues, execution issues, communication issues. But underneath that, these are often spiritual gift dynamics. So today we're going to look at two gifts that directly impact how your team moves: apostleship and discipleship. Not because they're connected, but because they each influence something critical in leadership: how you move forward and how you make people decisions along the way. First, the gift of apostleship. The gift of apostleship initiates new ministry, turning vision into movement by starting, building, and launching new expressions of the church. This is a leadership gift focused on starting and pioneering. If you think about it in today's language, this is the entrepreneurial gift expressed in the church. These are builders, starters, people who see something that doesn't exist yet and move toward it. They often don't wait for permission. They rarely need a fully formed plan. They're wired to take initiative and create movement, not maintaining, not sustaining it, but starting it. You'll recognize this person quickly. They are constantly thinking of new ideas or opportunities, energized by starting something new from nothing, and naturally drawing people into new initiatives. They're the ones asking, what's next? Where else could we go? See, they don't just see potential, they actively move toward it. Biblically, we see this clearly in Paul's life. He didn't just lead churches, he started them, built initial leadership, created momentum. Then he moved on. This gift builds the church by expanding it. It creates new opportunities. It mobilizes people into mission. It brings energy and movement. And if you have this gift on your team, it's a blessing because it keeps your ministry from becoming stagnant. But like every gift, it comes with some tensions because this gift is wired to start, which is not the same thing as being wired to sustain. So here's what can happen. Someone with strong apostolic gifting starts something new, builds energy, gathers people, and then they lose interest. They move on very quickly, or the structure isn't there to support what they had started. And leaders can misread this. They can think, oh, they're scattered. They never follow through. They're doing too much. But what's actually happening is that they're doing exactly what they're designed to do. They are starting things. The issue is not the gift. The issue is whether it's being led and stewarded well. Because if this gift is not developed, what you'll see is too many things started without finishing, over-recruiting without clear roles, momentum without structure, and people often left feeling overwhelmed and under-supported. And if you're missing this gift on your team, you'll feel that consequence too. Things may feel stagnant, overly focused on maintaining what already exists, or slow in reaching out to new people or expanding. So as a leader, here's what this gift needs from you. It needs room to start, but not in isolation. Give them ownership of something new and let them build it, but clearly define what success looks like beyond just starting. Help them build a team early and coach them on how to hand off leadership well. Because when this gift is developed, it doesn't just create movement, it creates momentum that lasts. Now let's shift to a very different kind of gift. The gift of discernment spiritually perceives what is true, hidden, or misaligned, especially in people's character, motives, and spiritual condition. This gift is not primarily about action. It's about clarity. These are the people who sense concerns about people long before others do. Notice when something feels off. pick up on hidden motives or misalignment, and are often right, but are only recognized later. They don't just observe what's happening, they discern what's happening underneath, particularly spiritually. This gift is critical for leadership because not every issue is visible. Not every spiritual problem shows up right away, and not every person is who they initially appear to be. This gift protects the integrity of your team and of your leadership. It helps identify issues before they become damaging, and it offers awareness that allows God to bring things into the light. And I want to say something here because this is important. The gift of discernment is actually a very heavy gift to have because often this person is carrying something that other people don't see yet. You sense that something is off, but you don't always have the language to explain it. And sometimes you're holding that for a while before anyone else even recognizes it. That can feel incredibly isolating. It can feel like a lot of pressure, and it can feel like a lot of responsibility, like you're supposed to do something with what you are sensing. But part of maturing in the gift of discernment is understanding that you're not always called to act immediately. In fact, you're often called to wait. You're called to pray. You're called to go to God and bring what you're sensing to Him, to trust Him to reveal truth at the right time and in the right way. This is a gift that goes into spiritual battle for truth and revealing what's wrong. I have a close friend with a strong gift of discernment, and I've watched this play out in her life. It is not an easy gift to carry, but when it's trusted and when it's stewarded well, it becomes incredibly powerful in protecting people, lovingly ushering people into repentance, and strengthening leadership decisions. Because of all that, this is also one of the most misunderstood gifts. Leaders often misread this person as negative or overthinking or getting in the way of progress or slowing down decision-making. Especially in women, this gift can often also get dismissed as just women's intuition or a feeling or their sixth sense. But that's not what this is. This is not personality. This is a gift that is spirit-led awareness that produces fruit over time. And here's what's important to understand as a leader. In my experience, most natural leaders do not have this gift in their top 3 gifts, which means you have the tendency probably to be more optimistic about people than you should be. You may easily overlook warning signs. And if you're not careful, you may unintentionally dismiss this voice, even though it is exactly what your leadership needs most. And if this gift is missing on your team, you'll feel that too. You may notice people issues catching you off guard, situations escalating unexpectedly, decisions about people not going as planned, and clarity coming too late to deal with it privately. This gift is not about slowing things down. It's about taking time to see things clearly. So, as a leader, here's how you develop this gift in others. 1, create safe space for it. 2, invite their input early, not after decisions are made, but before, and ask, what are we not seeing? Is there anything that feels off here? And 3, when they share something, take it seriously, even if you don't fully understand it yet. Prayerfully value it, because most people with this gift hesitate to speak, especially to the leader. They often question what they're sensing, and they often carry it quietly, even though the burden is heavy. Your leadership helps them grow in confidence. Use this gift wisely and build trust in themselves and you over time. So here's what this means for you. Apostleship affects how your team moves. Discernment affects how your team sees. One pushes forward, one pays attention, and both matter. If you don't understand apostleship, you'll either try to control it or you could be overwhelmed by it. If you don't understand discernment, it's easy to dismiss it or miss what it's trying to show you. Your role, remember, is not to have every gift. Your role as a leader is to recognize the gifts and include them and lead and develop them well. So here's your next step for this week. Look at your team and ask 2 questions. Who is naturally starting things? And who is naturally sensing what others don't? Then ask, am I, as their leader, actively embracing both? Because often the growth of your team isn't about doing more. It's about seeing what's already there and leading it with intention. If you haven't downloaded it yet, our Spiritual Gifts Leadership Toolkit will walk you through this process step by step. It will help you identify the gifts on your team, understand how they function, and take clear next steps to develop them. You can use it in your next team meeting, your one-on-ones, or even just to begin noticing patterns. You'll find the link in the show notes. As you begin to recognize how God has designed your people and lead them more intentionally, you won't just move faster, you'll move with greater wisdom. And we are here to cheer you on. I'm so glad we got to spend this time together on the Female Church Leaders Podcast. I hope you're walking away encouraged, equipped, and reminded that your calling truly matters. To keep growing, join us for our next Closing the Leadership Gap cohort at closingtheleadershipgap.com. It's a guided coaching experience, including live Q&A with me, designed to accelerate your leadership journey. If this podcast has been helpful to you, would you please take a moment to follow, rate, and share it? Your engagement helps the algorithms suggest our resources to female church leaders we haven't had a chance to meet yet. And don't forget to follow at Female Church Leaders on Instagram for encouragement and leadership tools designed just for you. You can also follow my personal feed at Kadi Cole, spelled Kadicole. Keep leading faithfully, keep growing your leadership gifts, and I'll see you next Monday because Sunday is coming and you are going to be ready for it.